Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. Sorry about that. Let's take a break from Star Wars for a bit and discuss something I'm equally well versed in and passionate about: comic books. Today, Marvel released a press release for their Fresh Start initiative. Well, they need something, and this might be the right answer. So this information comes from Polygon. Sorry about that. Marvel Comics announces line-wide relaunch, Fresh Start. New series, new creative teams, new directions, and new beginnings promise a short announcement video on Marvel Entertainment's YouTube account today. Featuring Marvel Comics Editor-in-Chief C.B. Cebulski and Chief Creative Officer Joe Quesada, the video is short on concrete information, though Marvel tells Polygon that more will be revealed later today and in the coming weeks. "I've never seen more enthusiasm and more excitement for where Marvel is going this year," Cebulski said, of the feeling within Marvel offices, just before images of Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor sweep across the screen. Each character once again in their classic incarnation. The editor-in-chief also says the relaunch will feature the biggest line-wide changes in artistic talent since 2012's Marvel Now relaunch. Thank God. Cebulski himself is new to the role, having replaced Axel Alonso in fall of 2017, and there are other sweeping changes afoot at Marvel regardless of relaunches. Longtime Marvel writer Brian Michael Bendis left the company for an exclusive contract with DC Comics, where he'll be taking over the two central Superman titles, and in January, Dan Slott announced that he would be leaving The Amazing Spider-Man after 10 years with the character. Yes! To move on to writing an unannounced Iron Man title. No! Over its course, the video reveals a piece of Jim Cheung artwork featuring a dozen of the company's characters, big and small, but with Spider-Man the most prominent. The video promises a fresh start in May of 2018, making Marvel's second relaunch in 8 months, following September's Marvel Legacy. Fans and retailer frustration with Marvel Comics became something of its own story in 2017. Update! At least one aspect of the relaunch has been revealed on IGN.com. Marvel's numerous Avengers titles will be condensed into a single book. Avengers will kick off in Avengers number 1 in May. Avengers will be written by Jason Aaron and drawn by Ed McGuinness. Good choice. And will publish 18 issues in a year rather than the monthly 12. The character lineup for the team will feature the big three of Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man, each in their classic incarnations as Steve Rogers, Thor Odinson, and Tony Stark, as well as Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Robbie Reyes as Ghost Rider, Jennifer Walters as Hulk. Doctor Strange will also temporarily join the group in a rotating slot. Okay. And seeing how the Avengers will kick off with a new issue number 1, Marvel will be abandoning the confusing renumbering of September's Marvel Legacy, which renumbered every Marvel title as if it had never been relaunched or renumbered. As an example, Black Panther number 18 in September 2017 was immediately followed by Black Panther 166 in October. According to CBR.com, which is also a dumpster fire, there's a new article from Tom Brevoort clarifying Marvel's Fresh Start/renumbering initiative. It seems that Marvel's Fresh Start won't be eliminating legacy numbers after all. Announced earlier today, this Fresh Start was expected to relaunch Marvel's line of comics with new number 1s. Senior VP and Executive Editor Tom Brevoort initially stated that some numbering will remain, but it has since been clarified in this statement. Brevoort explained that Marvel Legacy isn't exactly going away. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll be rolling out new beginnings for a few of our key franchises. New creative teams, new starting points, new storylines. All the big stuff we've been building towards since Marvel Legacy began. I doubt that. While he did reiterate that new titles will be given number 1s, he also clarified that we'll be maintaining the classic Legacy issue counts as dual numbering on these titles as well. This will seemingly serve to bridge the gap between the two initiatives and hopefully help ease the transition for retailers and fans. He added one final comment about the Fresh Start initiative, telling fans not to read anything into seeing the characters on Jim Cheung's piece. "We can only squeeze so many characters in there without killing poor Jim. If you were disappointed or confused by the absence of someone in the promotional material, don't worry just yet. More news is coming." And thank you for that really shitty PR pitch there, Tom Brevoort. That Avengers thing actually kind of excites me. And the whole thing actually sounds pretty promising. As a longtime Marvel fan, the last few years have been difficult to say the least. If you've been awake, there's no doubt you've heard about this whole SJW-infused Marvel books that have festered on store shelves across the world. Instead of Marvel attempting to fix these books, they doubled down in their efforts to piss on fans, and in turn, they're losing sales. Now with the new editor-in-chief, C.B. Cebulski, at the helm, they're attempting to fix Marvel, which is good. But my biggest question is it too late? This seems like an attempt to get people to read books after seeing Infinity War, which I'm all for because I really want comic books to thrive. But I personally think they should have attempted this in the earlier days of the MCU because people love these characters on film. So if they buy the books with them, they get those characters monthly instead of every 2 years. But I stand by the fact that it is too late. There's been a lot of hate-filled interactions between creators and the fans, and in the real world, that shit doesn't work. I'm interested enough to pick up an issue of Spider-Man to see where my favorite character is after Dan Slott leaves, but if I get more of the same old shit, then I'm going to leave the character forever. I'll skip out on buying books from Marvel in general, which is sad because it makes me not go to my local comic book store, Rock and Rooster, and it's a fantastic store. Great staff, great selection, but Marvel is just not putting out anything that's worth my time, so I don't have a reason to go to the store. Let's stray away from all the doom and gloom for a moment and talk about the poster that Marvel put out along with the press release. So as we look at the poster, we're going to start up in the top left-hand corner. We have Miles Morales, Doctor Strange, the good Incredible Hulk, Carol Danvers, Classic Venom, Thor with a golden arm? That's different. Daredevil back in his red costume, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain America, The Punisher, The Thing, Wolverine, Black Panther, everyone's favorite superhero all of a sudden, Gambit, Deadpool, She-Hulk, Kamala Khan, Iron Man, Ghost Rider, Richard Ramirez, Richard Roundtree? Not Richard Roundtree. Robbie Reyes, and finally, Spider-Man in the middle. So, the best character is back where he belongs. If you notice, though, the character selection mirrors the heavy hitters from the MCU as well as the Netflix shows. The only SJW characters I see are Miles Morales, Kamala Khan, and Carol Danvers. What makes me the happiest is seeing Spider-Man front and center. It feels like the last few years we've seen Spider-Man pushed aside for Spider-Gwen or Captain Marvel in terms of marketing, but it's nice to see their guaranteed bookseller take the spotlight once again. I'm also glad they ditched the high-tech suit and those stupid boots. I mean, it's just not Spider-Man. This return to form is good. All the characters have their iconic looks, and at this point in Marvel's history, comfort is refreshing. People love to make the argument that Marvel's focusing on a pre-existing fan base, and that's a bad thing because it shrinks the market, but bastardizing the characters we all love and know isn't a good thing. They've stuck around for a reason. I'd like to think that the good characters move more merchandise and Marvel doesn't want to lose that income, so that's why they've changed. Notice how they don't do anything to ruin Deadpool. He's their hot property at the moment, and they can't afford to screw that up. Let's hope that this culture war between us and them is coming to a close. Marvel heading down the right path is exciting to say the least. It feels like there will be a great balance in the world of comics once again. I was so tired of buying the multitude of great DC titles coming out each month. Let's hope Star Wars follows suit, but with a tool like J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy's purse, I doubt it. So today's video was very, very different. We talked about Marvel Comics. Now, I'd like to know what you guys think. I've been a big comic book fan my entire life. Hell, I trained to be a comic book artist for quite a while, and it looks like companies are waking up. So this weird fringe minority that they want to appeal to, it was a failure, and I hope that this becomes like a textbook example for future companies that try to market to these weirdos. If you're a fan of this channel, make sure you're subscribed, and if you already are, thank you for watching all the videos. Share them, let everyone know you love world-class bullshitters, because we want to let you know that we love you back, because next week we're going to do a 20,000 subscriber special live stream here on YouTube for everyone to enjoy. So if that kind of thing excites you, make sure that you post questions and interact with us as we go live on that night. We're all going to be from our computers in glorious high definition. Well, as glorious as we can actually look in high definition. But my point is, it's our way of saying thank you for supporting us and helping our channel grow as quickly as it has. Don't forget, we're over on Patreon, patreon.com/worldclassbs. $1 a month helps entertainment change. $5 a month, which is 17 cents a day, helps us grow even more. There's all kinds of great perks and benefits for being on there. It's not just a special thank you. It's gifts and perks of being on the show and stuff like that, so it's a lot of fun. But what I want to know at the end of this video more than anything is, are you guys excited for this change in direction with Marvel? And do you think other companies are actually going to make this change as well? I hope so, because when enough people want this thing to happen and want these things to change, they do change. So get out there, vote with your wallets. Let these companies know, hey, I don't like the direction you're taking. Be vocal about it. Don't let anyone call you a bigot or a sexist or a racist if you don't like these characters. You probably don't dislike them because of how they look. You probably don't like them because of the way they act. Or if you're like me, you don't like a lot of these characters that replace the ones you liked just for reasons. There's no reason we had a Riri Williams Iron Man. She served no purpose. Tony Stark is Iron Man. Everybody likes Tony Stark as the character. Why change it now? Especially when he's, the number one superhero on film. Why would you do that? It's just dumb, stupid business decisions on Marvel's standpoint. So I'm so glad they got rid of their editor-in-chief, and I'm so glad they got a guy that seems to be wanting to make these changes. I do find it funny, however, that he talks about he's never seen a group of people so excited to change. Well, C.B. Cebulski, they want to change so they have work in the future, because you guys are killing the comic book industry, and I'm not just being hyperbolic. Stores are going out of business. All the terrible policies that you guys have had in the past in terms of shipping and stuff with diamond distributors, that's not good for business. And the reason people aren't buying the books is because you're not speaking to them anymore. You're coming at them from a weird place. You're trying to tell people how they should be instead of inspiring them to be more. That's all I have to say today. It was refreshing not to talk about Star Wars, but in terms of Star Wars, tomorrow we're closing out the saga on the Star Wars toy videos. We got the final chapter, so make sure to check that out, and maybe in a month or two we'll put out like a super cut so you guys can just watch it all in one sitting and not have to try to click through the videos and find what we're talking about. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with more.